nation. Creepy halls behind every door. A cloaked body, don't you know? This is Illuminati. If we put the naughty in Illuminati, we expose the hot bodies of Illuminati. Then we put the naughty in Illuminati. Mind control of your soul, of that body. Yeah.
Are you ready to reveal all there is to see? Esoteric secrets revealed in all of their glory. The Illuminati series from Paranoid American. Putting the naughty in Illuminati. More details at paranoidamerican.com.
Deep in the woods, what are they doing in there? Bohemian Grove, cremation of care.
The Bohemian Grove Cremation of Care playset comes with a random Grove member, light up flaming effigy, and of course, an owl. Paranoid American playsets, collect them all at paranoidamerican.com.
Disclaimer, these are custom art creations and not toys meant for wimpy little new world order babies. Don't eat the art. Don't sue the artist. For more details, visit paranoidamerican.com.
Hey everybody who loves and supports the Secret Society of Good Guys. I just wanted to let you know that March 30th, which is next Saturday, I am going to be at the Joke Joint in Summerfield, Florida. I'm going to be doing 2 shows. First show is going to be a little podcast with some of the best of the best, the Nephilim Death Squad, Paranoid American. Cheney might show up. What? It's going to be a banger. And then after that is night of stand-up comedy. 2 shows. We got 5 o'clock and I believe at 8 o'clock. So come out, rock and roll, go to Sam Tripoli, grab some tickets now. Come see all your favorite truthers all in one place. Let's go.
I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. Bitch, wanna step to me. If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
Transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I gotta have that. I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already had it with
I got that
Obama.
energy.
Let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a girl.
Come on down. You bring the magic staff, and I'll bring the sin. Nobody knows about the trouble we're in. Come on in, let's make some Nephilim.
It's the Nephilim Portal Baby playset. Comes with a fallen angel, Nephilim baby, and portal to another dimension. One of the Paranoid American playsets. Collect them all at paranoidamerican.com.
Disclaimer.
Constantly explore the view of possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys.
decorum needs a secret to society. Advent on philosophy's intentionally, magically good guys. Good guys, good guys. Good guys, bitches, we're a mischief making. It's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys, good.
Big up yourselves. I don't like StreamYard's ending. I don't like that. It doesn't fade out on us at all. I just feel like it's good guy, good.
That's why I wanted to finish it off. Good guys, good guys.
I can't find Juliette Lewis, which I have 1,000 versions of. Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? But for some reason, since we've been on StreamYard, it's just not the right spell. It feels off casting without Juliette as part of our intro. And so I don't remember it until every time we're about to start. And then I'm like, I can totally get it all set up before the Good Guys theme song ends. And then I get myself all in a hullabaloo. Like, I'm stressed and no one knows why I'm stressed. And then I'm like, okay, I have one job. I just have to introduce everyone. Big up yourselves and welcome. And then I'm all ready for my cue. And now my cue falls off dead as nails.
That's why I wanted to finish. I was like, oh shit, cut off. Clap.
How are you, good girls?
We're all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm like, we.
Been better, but fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
It's all
I'm with my friends. Yeah.
It's a good time of the day.
It is.
So
And where I want to be right now.
Abby, did you go out and party last night?
Yeah, it's called Laundry and Batman Begins. Big time party over here.
I partied. And it was nice. It was really good because
Been a long time since you partied.
Yeah, I went out one night because my sister was like, come out, but it was just a lot of people. But I went to where my sister works, and it's this like Asian fusion type place, and they have a DJ that plays my type of music, like housey, techno. And I was like, man, I need a fucking drink, and I just want to dance, and I just want to like not talk to anybody and let this steam off. And I had a great time, but I'm paying for it today.
But part of the pain, do you think this is where I haven't had a sip of alcohol since 11/21/22, but I'm not saying that I'm never going to drink again. I never had a problem with alcohol. And I do think even though you're inviting a spirit into yourself, there are situations that you might want that spirit around.
And it was a great spirit. Whatever that was, like everybody like loved me, and this love I was exuding onto everybody, and I was just like, oh my god, come on guys, party, because I'm like a party starter. Like if no one's dancing, I'm that first person to start dancing, and I see a bunch of girls sitting down, come on girls, like you look great, I'm like a what do they call them? Like I could be a promoter, like a really great promoter for these places.
You're just big upping everyone.
Yeah,
you're making them feel good about themselves so they can get on the dance floor.
Yeah, I just bring an energy, and everyone's like, you need to come here more often. I was like, no, I can't be doing this every week. Like once every 6 months, cool. Like I did a 6 months hibernation of no drinking, and I'm like, you know what? Spring break, these people are driving me nuts mentally, so I'm just gonna fucking drink once in a while. Not every day.
Can't beat them. Join them.
Yeah.
We'd had fun together, though. I'll tell you that, because I like to drink and dance. Like, they go hand in hand.
Yeah. So. That's why I do it. I don't go to hook up or anything. I literally just go to let off this.
But this is a little misnomer I think that men have about women is they're like, well, why are they at the club looking like that if they're not here to hook up? I will tell you guys from my dude brain and from my lady friends, girls will go to a club in a clique really just to look at each other and dance. They don't, not one of them want to hook up with anyone. It's like how men all play in the woods with their guns, and that's what they used to do when they were 12. They used to get to play in the woods. So now when they get to do it as adults, they're like, this is my happy place. When we were in our happy place, we were at slumber parties making up dances together. And so when we're at the club, this is the only time that we're allowed to do our slumber party out in the open, and it's not to hook up.
Yeah,
like makeovers and dances. And that's the thing that men don't understand too, is that generally women dress up for other women. Like we really don't dress up for the men, because men don't really require us to look that good. Like I don't know. They like when we look good, but I just feel like I dress up even at work. Like that's when I look the most dressed up, and it's really just because I work with a bunch of women. It's
Yeah.
not because I work with men.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's yesterday I just left work. I was in a t-shirt and jeans, and everyone's dressed really nice there. But I was like, you know what? I don't give two fucks. I'm there to dance. They don't like it. They don't like it. They like it. They like it, and they loved it. So I had such a great time. I just wanted to let it out. It felt so great just to dance, man. And I think more people should do it and not frown upon it. It's a release.
It's a magic.
Yeah.
I would guess it's probably before we could grunt and made words out of our grunts, we made dances out of our steps.
Yep.
I would guess it's one of the first magics was us dancing around a fireplace or around a fire pit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you put on any kind of beat and just watch a toddler who's just barely learned to stand up, they always are dancing.
They
And you know
are.
what's kind of great and beautiful, I think, about the sexes is if you watch men really dance, if they're not out doing their thing, they find their beats, they find their primordial bases, they find where women find their smooths and their their rolls. And when you find someone that dances really well, it's because the top of them can hold their feminine and the bottom of their hits their masculine. So when
Yeah.
you see a girl that you're like, damn, that girl can dance, it's because the top of them's flowing and the bottom's douche, 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 douche. And it's like, dang, that girl could dance. I
Yeah.
love when I catch a girl who could really dance.
Yeah. And it's okay to be the only person in the room dancing.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, move. You're at a place that has loud music, alcohol, it's a vibe. Why are you just sitting there and staring at people? Like, don't be awkward.
No one is watching you dance. Everybody's thinking about themselves dancing. That's
Yeah.
the thing that nobody gathers.
Well, unless you are a good dancer, because if you're a good dancer, then you don't give a fuck who's watching and you just dance because you're enjoying it. Like you're not thinking about it, you're just doing it. But the same thing with a gym. Like I will say the same exact thing. Like everybody doesn't want to go to the gym because they're worried that other people are watching them and judging them, but really
not.
they're all a bunch of douchebags worried that you're watching them and judging them. So it's like just go do you. You're fine.
I
Go
like
dance.
that. Yeah.
And also, tequila, the process of making tequila is different than every other alcohol.
I
And
love
so
it.
I do believe there is something different about tequila compared to gin, vodka, whiskey, all these other things, because it actually is from this agave. It's a whole different, it would be a whole different spell.
Yeah. What fucked me up was mixing it with the wine afterwards. Like, it's just, I woke up, I was like, oh no, what the fuck? Like, I haven't felt this in a minute. I felt like a schoolgirl again. It's like, holy shit.
Is there a
And
saying about liquor before wine? Because I know it's like beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. Liquor before
I'm
beer,
gonna
you're
just
in the
tell
clear.
you. No, wine, I say this, I will tell you from long years of bartending, and wine is a jealous lover. Wine doesn't like anyone else to play with you. Wine doesn't even like other wines. Don't try to Cabernet and then switch it to a Sauvignon Blanc. Wine does not like that. Wine is a
Right.
very jealous lover and likes to stay with wine. That's why if you ever go to a tasting, if they always start your palate off with the lightest, sweetest wine and work your way up to the one that the sugar's left. So that way the wine you usually end up drinking isn't the sugar-filled wine.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
started you
smart.
off with that.
That's definitely a hangover recipe, the sweet.
Yeah, we have actually, it's a high proof alcohol that we make, and it's called raki, and it's made out of plums. And it's like one of the strongest, but you won't ever catch a headache. You won't ever feel like shit the next day. It's like men take it to heal too. It's like a old tradition, like raki on the table, men, even women, like women had their own. What's that?
Rocky on my shirt.
Oh, Rocky.
Russians drink something like
Raki.
that too, don't they? Or is it beet alcohol? I don't know if it's plum or beet, but
I don't know.
Prison, I know, I've had friends that have served time and they bury their booze. This is the whole thing about moonshine in America and bootlegging in America. It never had anything to do with them not wanting you to drink. They just convinced the Christians that's what they wanted because it was going to add extra spirits and demons into you. But really, people were taking their fruit and fermenting it when it was going bad, and their peels and everything like that, and they were creating their own gasoline in their backyard. And that is the real reason that everything with moonshine and bootleg and everything is the same reason they don't want you to grow your marijuana, the same reason they don't want you to grow your lavender or have your cow. Can you imagine how independent you would be if you grew your own fucking gasoline and distilled it on your property?
Well, and then they
Mm.
couldn't
Never
tax the
had to
fuck out
check
of you.
in. And this is why Rockefeller comes along and that you see all these dirty gas stations now, and their number one advertisement is ethanol-free gas, because ethanol fucks up your car, but that was what Rockefeller owned. So they made it a law that you had to put ethanol into all your gasoline if you wanted to sell it, so that way you were making sure these drunks weren't drinking it. Really, it just makes your car go bad.
Motherfuckers.
Do they
you know?
sell pure gas in Florida? I know they do here, like,
Yeah.
but I know, like, in California and Nevada, like, half the year or, like, 10 months out of the year, it's all has ethanol. Like, you can't buy
Yeah.
pure gas.
Because
You
we
know,
have probably for the same reason you do, in Florida, we have so much big equipment, and then so many people with boats and jet skis and
Yeah.
lawn and everything like that.
Lawns.
All these business owners are smart enough to know, and so they stopped going to these gas stations that had ethanol in them. And so the one dude that provided the ethanol-free gas, they all went to him, and so now the big dogs have realized they have to have a few pumps that are ethanol-free because we have so many men doing labor down here
Yeah.
that you cannot run heavy machinery on electricity. And you only would think that if you've never been a man around heavy equipment. You
Yeah.
cannot plug in an excavator. It's like a silly idea. You need combustion. It's
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
even with cars, like these new electric cars, they're fucking dangerous. Like I want to hear the car revving and I want to know how fast I'm going when I'm pushing the gas and I hear my car. I can tell how fast am I going by the sound of the car. Now an electric car, it'll sound the same at 25 miles an hour versus 65 miles an hour versus 90 miles an hour. The engine doesn't change and there's like no life. Like
I was this close to buying a Challenger the other day because I love the sound of a freaking muscle car. Love it. Like,
Yeah.
love it.
It's just something about it, like like hearing it, and when you're pushing the gas, it's just like, oh,
American muscle cars are my favorite. I used to have a Barracuda and I was looking it up. Like, I wonder if I could get my high school Barracuda. Like, how much do you think it would cost for me to get my high school Barracuda? The cheapest one I found, no joke, for a 1972 Barracuda was $87,000. Like
Damn.
every single one of those muscle cars that doesn't have any computers in it now, like my Chevy flatbed that I got rid of for nothing in Portland, but everything was dreamy on it. Like I redid this whole thing. Like the engine was beautiful. Like the car itself was pristine. Like if I wanted to buy that truck right now, it cost me $35,000 and I gave it to the dude for $3,000.
Damn.
It's just because they lied about this gas price thing. So I'm like, can the gas prices go fake up again so I can get an American muscle car?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, can you afford that? I'm like, I have a V8 Expedition right now. It is going to be no different to me. I drink gas for a living.
Yeah.
Biden's not going to scare me off my muscle car. I'm a
Fuck
little too
you,
dykey
Biden.
for that. I remember.
I
go on.
I had to talk myself out of it though because I know, like, I got a red car, which I don't like, but I mean, in a muscle car, I drive like an asshole. I would so have my license taken away pretty quickly.
You drive like an asshole?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't.
I love it though. I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, in a muscle car, you can't. I just feel like you can't help it. Like the sound of the engine and the fact that you can like blow past everybody, it's just like it just feels like you should. It just feels like that's honoring the car.
There's something about when there's cars in front of me where I hate it and I have to be the first car behind the line. It's like, follow the leader, bitch. I am the god. You're not. You're just a piece of shit driver. Don't know how to fucking drive. And yeah, I'm going to cut everybody. And yeah, you can throw the middle finger up. I do not give a shit. Follow the leader. Thank you. I can't. zoom, 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 and then I'm good. There's something about a car in front of me that just where I have to keep braking every 5 minutes because you're braking for no reason in front of me. Nah, I'm gonna be the dick.
I don't
road
think there's
rages.
any reason to ever. There's certain things that people do that are just retarded, and you don't ever need to be in the passing lane and not be going a speed. You never need to be on the highway and touch your brakes. Like, I just see people do dumb stuff, and I like when New Yorkers get mad at other New Yorkers in Florida, and they're like, Floridians don't know how to drive. And I'm like, no, all the people that you guys are honking out aren't from here. We all
Yeah.
have to deal with you guys 5 months out of the year so you can have a tax haven.
You know, like in Oklahoma, nobody drives in the slow lane. It's so annoying. And you have to pass in the slow lane. But all the roads are shit, so you understand why, kind of. But it's so frustrating because they even passed a law that, which is so funny because it's like that's just driver's ed, like that you're supposed to get into the right lane. But they just passed a law a few years ago that if you're not passing, you can't be in the fast lane. Nobody listens to it. They post it like on signs everywhere too. Never.
That's a
Nobody
lot
will
of
ever get over.
Up, Layla's mom's cooking again. Every time Layla's mom's cook, her house almost lights on fire.
that's how you know it's gonna be good.
She got the right amount of oil in the pan.
Oh
How's it
yeah.
smell?
Oh yeah. Oh, it smells great. It smells like garlic. I think she made some kind of Italian something.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's garlicky in here. I like
Oh,
it.
yum. So that will be what you have for dinner tonight on The Secret Society of Good Guys, Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to fucking rewatch it, man. Like I saw like clips of it.
An eclipse of it.
Clips of it.
Why not?
This is
make
my
our own
funniest part of
vernacular.
being hungover ever is that I kind of enjoyed, after I stopped hurting, the dumbness of my brain for the next 24 hours. Like,
This
I
is
made
me all
myself
day.
laugh.
Oh my god, I went to the beach and went to the pool and everyone's just chit-chatting away. I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sit over here. You guys just go over there. I'm just gonna go over here. And yeah, it was nice. It was a beautiful day. Much needed. I was trying to call in the dolphins.
I was going to
beach.
go to
Oh.
the fucking beach today, but I had a work meeting on my day off on a Sunday at 9 a.m.
Did you
Oh
get
my
paid for
gosh.
it?
Yeah, I forgot to clock in. It was
Ah,
like a half hour long, so even if I did get paid, I would have rather paid 10 times the amount of money to stay in bed.
Yeah.
I wish
They're
it,
supposed I bet you
and
they're supposed to pay you for 2 hours though, even if it was just a half hour, because I think
well,
that's
the funny
not
part to
like
me
labor law.
is, in my opinion, a fucking work meeting is never about everyone. It's because usually the bosses are too chicken shit to call the one person aside they
Yeah.
need to call aside and tell them the thing. And in my opinion, probably most of the work meeting, the one dude that was supposed to hear it, he didn't come. So we all had
Yeah.
to come.
oh no. Did you get any big ups though? I bet you
Oh,
got
I
some big
actually
ups.
did get a big ups. My boss
Yeah.
said that she couldn't leave the store yesterday because somebody stopped her in the store to give her a half hour compliment about me.
That's what I'm saying. I
Wow.
already knew. I
You
already knew.
badass.
So I did get a big ups.
There you go. Shady.
I was like, all right, I will take that as my currency today.
Layla, I got the worst cramp yesterday. I went to go do my workout, which I've only worked out 1.5 times like the last 2 weeks. This is insane. This is the longest break I've ever had from the gym. But I went in and I started my workout and I was doing these transformer planks of all things. Like it's like more abs and upper body, and all of a sudden my whole entire quad from right below my hip all the way down below my knee cramped so hard that like I had to stop what I was doing, and I'm sitting there like moaning and like kind of screaming in the gym, and then I'm crying, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I walked out and I could barely walk out because I like even just taking baby steps, I could feel like it was gonna cramp again. I was like, well, there's mine to match
Yeah.
Layla's.
It
Do you
fucking it's
think
the worst because
do
some
we
lasts
need
for
a
like
secret
15.
society of good guys mineral salt that we sell that we all drink on air?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
I
I'm so
feel like
like
it's
a
real.
good Celtic salt, like
Or
mineral.
like a Powerade that we make that's,
Yeah, we don't
something like
even have to
that.
make money on it. I'll just actually reach out to a company that we back so we can get a discount for it, like a
Mm.
code. So when we buy it, like everybody else can get a discount too. But we obviously need it.
Yes,
I feel like
we
there's
do.
something more to a muscle cramp when you get it random. It feels like something is in there. I don't know how to explain it. When the last one I got, I'm just trying to like feel like where it is, and I'm feeling like this, like a ball in there, like a small ball in there, and you can feel it leave after a while, but it lasted 15, 20 minutes, my damn cramp. But like I felt like something is in there. I don't know if it's like a spirit trying to like hide
A
or
little
something.
demon.
Yeah, like I don't know. I wonder sometimes.
I wonder this for ladies when they have C-sections, but when you get your stomach sewn back together after a big surgery, your muscles, as they regrow, you get weird cramps because some of them were relaxed for a period of time. So those same kind of Charlie horses, or you're used to getting cramps in your thighs, or like places that their muscles you actually work out. For me to have like weird cramps that were in the muscles of my stomach and not like gas was like
Yeah.
such a foreign feeling.
Feeling.
I was like, what is
No, I didn't know this muscle existed.
this? It was like, like as the nerves turned back on or something, and it was like as its quick fibers came back in or something, but it was just like little cramps.
Yeah, because it's almost like
different sides.
numb for a little bit and then weird.
Yeah.
I was trying to weather witch on the beach today. Like,
Did you make it windy?
Well, no, I wanted to get rid of the chemtrail like mist under the sun. And I'm like, guys, let's, like erase these fucking mists. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you could weather witch and like try and erase it. So for the half hour that I was doing it, I'm like, look, guys, just keep doing it and have that intention. It cleared up, but I guess for like a good maybe 20 minutes, there's something strong about these fucking chemtrails that are,
I think this sometimes just even about, there's companies that you can't eat this thing unless it has like a U on it, like kosher companies that they come in and bless food. We don't know what they do to our food. We don't know what kind of spells they're putting on it. So if you don't pray over your own food or at least give it blessings, then somebody else did put some kind of words on your food. So if they're doing that to our food and being like, I hope these people get sick and we have them in the medical industry forever, you just saying very good, very good, very good over your food is so much more powerful than their evil magic. But I gotta think, if they're doing this shit over our food and over our animals and over our planet and over our states, they're of course writing sigils over us with chemtrails. And if you were to write a sigil on me and you mixed mercury together with blood and you wrote that sigil on me, think of the magic you could give to me. If I have barium and aluminum and I mix that into a melted metal and I write a sigil on you, that's a aluminum. It's like a barium and aluminum. So if I write a sigil on you, that could be so powerful. What kind of sigils are they writing that we can't see? Because we see one line or two, an X, but who knows what it is far, far away. And then they're writing sigils on us and magic that, if you just put a drop of mercury on me, you can infect my family for lifetimes with that spell. So what are they doing with that metal over our head?
I ask that all the time. And a lot of people are still not aware about this technology that's out there. They see it and they're like, oh, that's just a plane. No, that's a fucking chemtrail plane. Do you not know what a fucking chemtrail plane is? No, what is that?
I didn't used to look like that, y'all.
Dude, and they look
I
at
wish
me
there
like,
was just a mad thing of like Layla where it was just like people off the streets were like, chemtrails aren't real, chemtrails aren't real, chemtrails aren't real. And then it's just Layla. That's a
You fucking idiot.
yeah.
yeah. And then she just goes off on all the real facts of chemtrails, but keeps it very fucking New York.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not even New York. It's like, it comes from a place that I'm not even aware of how I'm projecting it. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, you really don't know? Yeah, I'm going to sound crazy, but I'm going to let you know. And I know you're not going to believe me, but go look it up. Go look it up. That's all I could tell you at this point.
I look up at those and I just say return to sender, and I blow.
What about these men flying these things? Like, do they not know what they're doing, or do they not care and just collecting the money?
They're collecting the money. They're earning a paycheck.
So they're killing themselves.
Well,
I'm not saying they're killing ourselves, but
a lot of it is
you're right.
like they don't they think they're better. It's the reason they do all these tests for us in schools, and the reason they like make us SAT and go to college and get these degrees is they're discovering the narcissists and the psychopaths. So you don't get to become a high up in the military and get all these codes and secret things unless you believe you're better than. It's the same people that join cults. So it's like they're doing these little tests and you become higher if you don't spill the beans on everything that was there before. So the only good cop is a cop that doesn't narc on all the other cops. It's not a cop that actually protects and serves. So I got to think that's pretty true for the only good generals. Like Andrew Schultz had a CIA agent on the other day, and he's like, yeah, we might sell drugs and guns and stuff, anything to keep the American people safe. And so in their head, they think we might be spraying stuff, but we're keeping the American people safe.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Speaking of cops, last night we were sitting around our fire pit at the apartment complex. Yes, it closes at 10. The fucking sheriff comes by. We're just sitting. We're not doing anything. I had a joint in my hand though, and I didn't see him, and I'm like hitting a joint, rolling another one. And then this fucking cop comes with his fucking hand on his pistol, like ready to fucking shoot. And we're just like, what the fuck? Why would you even come at people on, just chilling with your gun ready? Like, I felt horrible. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would he like have his gun ready? And I'm like, all right, guys, I guess we got to get out of here, just making it seem like, oh, we got to go home. So he doesn't stop and frisk us and check us because we would have been fucked. But yeah, they think they're above us. And I was having this conversation last night. It's like, who gave them that power? Like, they're just here. If we need to call them, hey, police officers, we have this going on. I need you to get here because you work for me. You're not above me. But
how do we need more cops on the road and cameras on every light? If their job was just pulling me over for running a red light, why do I need 2 of them now and a camera?
Yeah.
Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Let's stop. It's like, I do think there are people out there that care about their communities, and they really do, like, whatever the hierarchy is of the police department, whatever the network is inside of it, doesn't care about that. Yeah. And I think you eventually have to become that thing. It's like Washington, D.C. If you do that, if you retire at that job, you have to become corrupt.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Especially now. Because back in the day, wow, I can't speak today at all. But back in the day, you told us this, Shani, because I didn't know this. Like, the sheriffs, we voted, but they were part of the town, and they just made sure everything's okay. And if you needed me, I'm there for you.
Still, we vote our sheriff in, and the police department is a corporate entity. So once your town or your city is incorporated, that's when you get police departments. That's why their jurisdiction can bleed outside county lines and over. It's like, because all of that gerrymandering of line drawing, this is where I think there's spells and sacred lines and everything matters. It's not just about votes. Like, it's like the game of Risk. They're drawing these states and counties and things like that. So the sheriff are always voted in. Police are always
hired.
Corporate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fraternal Order of Police.
I mean, listen, I'm grateful for police and what they do, for that part of what they do, like helping. But the hard-ons that they are getting by trampling over citizens' rights, it's like, oh, some people are like, oh, this is like, oh, I feel like I'm treated like I'm a black person or whatever. It's not just that. They portray it as like that. But if you look at statistics, everybody's being treated like that. If you're a citizen, you're being treated like that. Doesn't matter what color skin you have. If you say anything fucking rude to these amazing cops, okay, I don't want to say they're all pieces of shit, but they get a hard on for making you feel low, like you're not shit, like you are not a soul, you are not human, and I'm going to treat you how I want, and I will touch you how I want, and I will arrest you how I want. If I want to throw you on the ground, I'll do it. If I want to pull you out of your car, I'll do it. But they don't have that fucking right. But we're allowing it because the fear porn that they just show everybody. But if we actually knew our rights, they couldn't fuck with us, really. What to say and what not to say. They don't teach us this. So
my friend's mom always said, make sure they see you lock your doors and only crack your window enough to hand out your information.
yeah. But to a lot of these cops is like, who the fuck is she to fucking lock the doors and roll her? Do you know who I am? You see this fucking badge, bitch? That's what they think. Oh yeah, you want to get smart with me?
There's
I'll
a
show
couple
you
of
smart.
little things. If you're a woman or anyone, a man, if you think a cop, if you feel like I don't want to get beat out here, I don't want to get raped out here, it is your right to put your hazards on and drive to a populated area. You never have to pull over in the middle of nowhere. You never have to be without other human beings seeing what's going on around you. So just so you know, if a cop ever turns on their lights, I see dildos left and right, fucking parked like halfway in the, like they got so panicked by the cop lights, they just turned their car off and died. I see their cars. I'm like, why didn't they pull into the parking lot that's 10 more feet? Like, you can drive the car. You can drive him for 10 miles as long as your hazards are on and you aren't trying to outspeed him. You can drive him all the way to your house if you want.
Yeah.
You are allowed to feel safe. And
Yeah.
that is like the number one thing. Their job is to protect and to serve. And so, like Abby was saying, you roll down your window this much. They don't have a warrant to be inside your car.
Yeah.
That's not probable cause.
Yeah. You're not a criminal. Like when they come up to your window and they pull you over, you're not a criminal. They could say whatever they want. They can treat you how they want, make you feel like you are one, but no, you're not. When you actually kill somebody, then you could call yourself a fucking criminal, but that's none of that. Traffic violations? What the fuck? And you're going to treat me like like I'm not human? That's why I don't like cops. I have trauma with them and I don't talk nicely with them.
I think a lot of people have trauma with them because we're having to answer to a person in society who isn't more educated than us, isn't doing more for society than us, isn't doing, and we have to say, yes, sir, so we don't get treated in a way that's lesser than. And people will say, well, you could just treat the cops like, no, you shouldn't have to treat the cops and coddle their fucking balls. You should be able to be like, I'm annoyed. I was on my way from point A to point B. What do you need from me right now, officer? Well, do you know why I pulled you over? Not my job to tell you. Why don't you tell me why you're fucking wasting my time, officer?
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are these things that, this is the other thing though, where my contrarian, they're asked a job at this point that nobody respects and appreciates. Nobody, because the rarity of us needing to call 911 nowadays, and the reason that they were actually there is getting further and further between. So we all still, oh, firefighters are the heroes, and they get to retire old boys club, literally having no skill sets but carrying a fucking hose. And cops are putting, like, every time they pull someone over, essentially they could be killed.
Yeah.
They might not be, but they could be. And this is what I really don't understand. How come over in my town, to be a firefighter, you also have to be a paramedic and a cop? You wear all three badges. I don't understand why the cops aren't mailmen. Why they aren't 6 months out of the year mailmen, 6 months out of the year cops. And when they're mailmen, they also have to take part in a YMCA or coach a little league team or do one of these things. So they get all the off time. They're getting to meet the people they're protecting and serving when they're kids, and they have to take part in being part of their community.
Yes.
They're getting to drive around in this mail truck and work 30-hour days. They know the route better than anyone because they're the fuzz, and they get to say hi to the people, see who lives in the neighborhood. So it's not just, oh shit, there's a black guy here, or oh shit, there's a Mexican. They are like, no, that's Tom and that's Juan. Like, I'm not even frightened of these people. And they know them because they drop their mail off. And then when they're 6 months cops, because they have post-traumatic stress. They're essentially, in some towns out there, they're at war every single day, and there's no benefits for it in a way like a soldier. You don't get a thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Think of how many fucking dildos get a thank you for your service because you were 18 and went to boot camp once.
Yeah.
I know. People say it to me all the time. I'm like, yeah, it was my honor.
But that's my point.
Really, it was.
Why go after fucking traffic violations when there's actual crime there? You know, maybe people won't be so angry at cops for like the stupid shit. Like, you're really pulling me over for fucking going 10 miles over the speed limit when, or you're really coming over here watching like 5 adults sitting around a fucking, fire pit when it's spring break and you have all sorts of shit going on. You're worried about us at our apartment complex?
Yeah, get out of here.
Like, literally, like, that's what I don't like. Go do your job, like the actual job of serving and protecting, not dehumanizing for stupid shit. Like,
here's one. If your cop dog is considered a cop, if somebody shoots your cop dog, that they could get in trouble for murdering a cop. Then if you leave your cop dog in the car to die, you just murdered your partner.
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't go to jail for it.
No, they don't go to jail for it at all, but you'll go to jail if you shoot their cop dog.
Yep.
But if they just go into the courthouse and end up flirting with the secretary for too long and forget to leave their air on and their dog dies, they didn't just kill their partner. They get to keep their job.
Don't regular people go to jail for your dog dying in your car too, though?
Bro.
Like, if you leave it in the car? Yeah.
Bro. Like, the amount of shit, like, it's just insane. But they want us to sit here and bitch about cops. You know why? This is the goal, because it's always the pendulum. They want us to hate the cops so much so that we say, you know what? I do trust Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos to make my cops. I want Amazon cops. And you know what's even better than Amazon cops being private and having to answer to the private corporation that will all have something on their wrist? Robot cops. I want Elon to make my cops. And that's how we roll into the Terminator.
It's going to happen.
Because I do appreciate cops too. I have a couple friends that work out of the gym that are cops, and one of them, he had to freaking chase a naked fat lady that had like broken into somebody's house. This lady was just in the guy's kitchen, and like when he got up in the morning, and so he was chasing her. She jumped into the pool. He had to jump in the pool and pull her ass out, butt ass naked, with his boots on and everything. Like, and he's like, I didn't know where I was grabbing. It's like, I don't know what body part I was grabbing. It was like the most horrible thing. And I'm like, I just laughed. I was like, God bless you. I'm glad that there's people out there like getting the streakers that are like breaking into people's houses and swimming in their pools naked.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
And then my other friend, like, he had, this is what's fucked up. It's like in the military, if you witnessed death and all of that, like suicides or whatever, they would definitely get you counseling. You would be probably covered for life for like post-traumatic stress disorder. But the police department, like my other friend had just watched, he's been called on several suicides where he's the guy who shows up and he freaking sees the body with the head blown out, or the baby that was freaking murdered in the bathtub, and he gets a day off.
Nothing. They get nothing for it.
And
they see how suicide. They're the ones that get called when there's a weird smell coming from the apartment. A weird smell doesn't happen until the body's been decomposing.
Several days. Yeah.
And they get nothing. They don't even get proper education before they go into it that it might be something they're going to have to deal with.
I smelled that smell. It's not a good smell.
Like, so there is no mental they get no break. They retire good, but by the time they're retired, they're cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Like, they need the help in between. And you can watch somebody that, even a young, naive person, it could be a person, they went to the military for 4 years because they love their country. They thought they were fighting for freedom, and now they're getting back home and they're joining the police department because they're going to protect and to serve. This is their goal. You can watch their personality fall away.
Yeah.
Because they have to be around dirty cops. They have to keep secrets that they didn't want to keep anymore.
And
they thought they were getting in to do something noble, and then they're like, oh, these guys are awful.
And that's why there's a lot of abuse in like family relationships, like with someone being a cop. They take it out on their family without realizing, because of all that stress, or maybe they do realize. I'm not going to make excuses for anybody here, but abuse happens a lot in the cop family world.
I think everything's higher. Like all the bad stuff, drinking, suicide, abuse, addiction, everything's higher for police.
Well, can we talk about the fact that they abuse like all the EMS workers because they have the privilege of getting to see where your phone pings, right? And they abuse that. I know they do. Like,
really?
When they're going through like custody cases and stuff like that, or divorces, they'll sit there and freaking like stalk the fuck out of their exes.
I've been caught.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has been
Jamie
caught
has my sister, my husband's niece, her ex was fire department, and he would stalk her through her phone.
Here's a little thing, though. I will just tell you guys all out there. One, cops aren't very smart. And so you just have to have a poker face. But two, every single thing that they can use to track you usually is already implemented on their car, and they're so dumb. So if you stare at them with a poker face and tell them, I will pull the tracking on your car and show them how you're stalking me,
Huh.
they get
Period.
really scared. And because they get all their buddies involved too. So it's not just you getting stalked by all the cops, it's all your friends getting stalked and your sister getting stalked and your business partner getting stalked and your wife getting followed to work. It's cute.
There's a lunar eclipse
Yeah, there's always a lunar eclipse followed by a solar eclipse, I think.
tonight.
It-
Is the penumbral lunar eclipse 2 weeks before the total eclipse?
I think
Also,
South America is where it's mostly seen, but I could be
really
wrong.
a full worm moon. Interesting.
It
Sorry.
feels like a full moon, doesn't it?
Yeah, tomorrow's the actual full moon, or tonight, tomorrow, something like that.
Look at I don't love StreamYard yet, but I do like a couple of the little features. So I like this.
I love it. I love it.
And like that I could just do this without having to bring it up. Like, okay, this is nice that I can just have things without bringing it up, because sometimes we forget.
Yeah. I love that.
So I do like that part of it. Some of the audio settings and things I have to make by how much my computer tries to take on, because there is the option to make us 4K and 1080p, which Restream didn't have that. So my computer, like, I'm gathering that like Thomas has a high camera, or like when your guys' cameras get better, my computer wants to pull in the way you look and hold
Ooh.
it, even if it skips it. So instead of Bianca ever getting blurry, she froze clear, but it kept her audio clean.
Yeah.
She was in France the whole time. So we've done interviews before and they're not that auditorily clear. But I did notice her picture froze up because I was like, oh, my computer's having to take this on right now.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm going to figure it all out. And I also, one real quick thing, just another part of business. This is not airing on the Secret Society of Good Guys channel tonight. I do want to tell you to put in at Secret Society of Good Guys into your search bar of your YouTube, and make sure you like and subscribe over there. You don't know what videos will only get aired over there eventually and not here, and you kind of want to be subscribed to both, because the Secret Society of Good Guys will eventually all have their own channel, and it'll be and we're going to come at you like Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. So, and that may or may not be here as well, because I did see that since we got in trouble last week, we're a little shadow banned this time.
Yeah. It didn't even show that we were live. Like, I searched on I forgot what option that is, subscriptions, and on the top it'll show me who's live. Ours didn't show that we were live while we were live. I had to click on it and then it showed that we were live. I'm like,
yeah, we're in trouble. And so I'm like, okay, I know how YouTube gets. And so we just need to always have, that's why Layla has a channel you can go and subscribe to, and Abby has a channel you can go and subscribe to, and Gordy Two Shoes has a channel you can go and subscribe to, and Paranoid American has channels you can go and subscribe to, because just in case, the Secret Society of Good Guys is going to come at you every single week. So if you don't see us live, it's only because you're not following the right channel. We're in trouble somewhere.
Yeah. But I like getting in trouble.
I know. So if we get in trouble here, you never know. We could be on Layla's channel one week, or we
Yeah.
could be on Abby's channel one week, or we might eventually all be on just the Secret Society of Good Guys.com and not deal with YouTube anymore ever.
Yeah.
So these are all the stuff that's in the works.
Good guys. Good guys.
In the works. When I win my spleen lottery, I'm going to do podcast production for Sirius for a year. Like, I'm going to use my spleen lottery money to hire talent and set up a studio and do the whole thing for real for a year and see what happens. Like, I'm going to pay my talent. Really, I'm just going to pay to hang out with my friends, because the idea of winning the lottery alone, never fun.
No, it's not. No.
I keep getting ads for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma like
You can go to Camp Lejeune.
lawsuits.
You know what?
Yeah.
The whole epidemic of, oh my God, Kate and her cancer. And now, like, oh, there's an epidemic of cancer. And no one is asking the question, how? Oh, was it the jibbity jab? No one's asking that. They're like, poof, oblivious to it. And I tell people, oh, it's because of the, jibbity jabs. I'm not going to say.
I
the word.
believe two things happen. These are two things that have nothing to do with each other, but I think they have everything to do with each other in the long haul. I think they've been poisoning us all forever, and then the jab excels cancer growth. So I believe I healed was a little miracle because I haven't had a vaccination for so many decades that I'm a little cleany. I haven't even had
That
an
helps.
antibiotic in so long. So when I put an antibiotic in my body that wasn't from my cow's milk or from my vegetables, my body was like, "What's this superfood? We got you, girl. Let's heal." And so I even think that all that kind of stuff is just like a slow, it's like they're breaking us down in the long haul. Here's something that I read last night that I was like, huh, holy shit. So they had everybody get on Ozempic in all the versions of Ozempic, and they all just to lose their 5 to 10 pounds. And Ozempic is a thing for diabetes. So it also fucks with your insulin. Miss Patty, my mom's original theory is that the first booster lowered your white blood cells. That's why everybody can heal from the first shot. Everybody can heal from the first mRNA shot. It was all the following ones that were the insulin. And they were telling you your body why it lacked white blood cells to put insulin in it so it stopped producing its own. And so here's the thing. Everybody's taken this Ozempic, and you know what Ozempic also has done? Make people hella fertile. So all of a sudden, all these people that never were supposed to have babies all are having these oopsies. I wasn't supposed to get pregnant at 42, 44, 46 years old. Maybe you shouldn't have taken Ozempic. And so it makes them hella fertile. But did you have vaccinated sperm with your vaccinated egg? And then you took Ozempic on top of it to tell your baby as it grows that it needs some form of insulin.
Yeah. And then you have a diabetic baby that is born.
And so we're just making our whole entire society insulin dependent somehow. It doesn't matter what form they want to give it to us, whether they say it's for our hormones, testosterone, whether they say it's for our diabetes, whether they say they're like insulin, insulin, insulin. They want to get it in us so bad because it's the one thing that can crush us overnight without it.
Yeah. It's just strange. It's like, I don't see why they're not questioning it, but I think it was My Maria who posted it, and she said, quote, are they setting up or for the cure, the miracle shot? Like, oh, everyone's getting cancer. Oh, we found out it's because of the COVID shots. Oh, you can't get the spike proteins out. Here's how you're going to do it. We're going to give you this miracle jibbity jab. And yeah,
Sounds
like
just like I Am Legend, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
you
Or
guys
what
watch that one?
Elon Musk is trying to tell you about Neuralink, that if you just get the Neuralink in your head, he can make your body walk again. And so if they can put nanotechnology inside your body, they can have one nanoparticle train one cell of your body, and that cell will train a cell. So if you'll just let us inject nanotechnology into you, then you can live forever, essentially, because even you aging is something that we can turn off inside your DNA.
Is that the black goo that they all talk about? The nanotechnology with, the black goo magnetic particles. And
Why
the
do you make us so scared of aging?
Huh?
Like, I wonder if at a time, if the crone was ever considered beautiful. Like, was there a time that the oldest men and women in the village were ever so revered and so looked at as beautiful that getting to the point of age would be considered the highest beauty instead of us looking at 16 and 18-year-olds as beautiful?
I think it's weird because, like, if you look at the Bible and stuff, like, some of them were living 900 years, right? And so I just don't think that, I think we age at an accelerated rate, but I think that it's a story that we've been sold. I don't think aging is necessarily a natural process. I think that it's really just lack of muscle, because if you don't have muscle, everything starts to sag. period. And that's what the problem with Ozempic, because people are losing their muscle mass, like their weight that they're losing is really muscle mass because they're catabolic, which means that they're burning muscle to fuel their whole Krebs cycle because
But even
they're
like
still
Arnold
in
Schwarzenegger,
gluconeogenesis.
even like the most built people that you know, they might hold it up for a little while, but then they hit a fucking wall. And like Sylvester Stallone, he can have his hair plugs all he wants and have his plastic surgery, or Arnold, he can work out every single day, but his tits are still hanging to his belly button.
Oh, they are, but they've bought
like-
the spell of aging, though.
Well,
How many people have decided that they're just not going to, that it's just not going to happen? Because almost all of us, like,
why is it so
that California.
ugly? Like, why do we
It's not
have
that
this
it's ugly.
idea that like, oh, your wrinkles are your scars of years that you survived, and your gray hair is wisdom, and your, ears have gotten bigger because you're a better listener.
Gray
And
hair is lack of copper. That's what it is. If you get copper back into your system, you're going to reverse your grays. And it's been showing up in science.
I feel like I have
science.
natural white-haired members of my family. Like the women of my mom's side of the family all went white.
Yeah.
Like, and my
I'll be
mom went
white.
white at like it's just normal. Like all the ladies on that side of the family just go white.
What if it's not normal? What if it's the imbalance of our, metal compounds, and we're not fully balanced in our composition, I guess, in our make? Like my make is different than yours. Like I have different chemicals and metals within my body that I need. And they find that like you can see it, like white hair, all of a sudden you start getting more copper into your body and wearing copper, you'll see the actual color of your hair grow, and you'll have like that growth patch of like your actual color coming back. So what if it's just them fucking with our metals? Like we're all robotic in a sense, so we all have our chemical structure and they know how to do it. The fluoride is one of them.
The gray hair is one of the things they put on witches. Like, oh, the witch with her gray hair, like her one gray piece like of hair. And I just don't think it's unattractive. I think hair.
No, I think it's pretty.
Yeah, like I just think there's all these things about age, and even like there's all different hair colors. Like some people are going to have very dark hair and some people are going to have very light hair, and maybe your body doesn't need stuff anymore. Like if there's wind walkers or people that could search with really dark hair and they're native, and then if this is a realm, it wouldn't maybe the people that have white hair are etherical feeling. Like, why is it everything like what one person? I don't think we're all supposed to have the same things in us. And so why I feel like the opposite would always be true. If you could hunt this world well with dark Indian straight hair, then maybe with gray hair, you get those kind of like Tesla downloads or those.
It's your crown of wisdom. That's what Solomon said in Proverbs, that your white hair, your gray hair is your crown of wisdom.
I don't know.
My hair is white. Like that's why I'm going blonde, because I'm definitely, my hair is dark, but
I want to go blonde, but I got to let it grow first.
Well,
I love blonde hair.
I just want my platinum to come through at some point, so I'm preparing, setting the stage for my white.
Setting the stage.
Y'all, if there was a machine to like, you go in and all of a sudden, you pick the buttons. I want a smaller nose, da-da-da, like, med bed kind of idea, would you?
Like we're hosts?
Yeah, like, would you? You go in there, 5 seconds later, boop, you come out pristine.
I might do like some chemical peels, and then it would be nice if I could.
It wouldn't even be a chemical peel. It'll be like this magic machine.
Well,
like
I'm really comfortable with myself overall. Like I have a couple of spots on from sun damage just from being out in the sun that I'm like, oh, a couple little chemical peels, and then overall, like even the same as joining boot camp. Once I like lost 15 pounds, I was like, I don't need your boot camp. Thanks. I already just lost 15 pounds alone. So it's like, if I could have a med bed that I'm like, oh, I wish it would just get me in shape because I'm too lazy to go to the gym. So really the only two things I haven't changed my crooked nose. Like it's just is what it is. I have a scar under my eye that I've never gotten fixed. And when I'm dehydrated, it really shows, but I'm not a girly girl.
I would do it. Low key, I would fucking do it.
What would you change?
Well, here's the thing, because I'm my soul, I feel like I'm 20. you know, but I'm 37 now. Okay. Uh, Imagine being 50 and still feeling 20, but don't look it. There's some kind of like thing there's like, this is not my body. I shouldn't look like this. And then, yeah, you can work out and whatever, but still, like, you know, when you just feel young in the soul and it doesn't reflect, it does something to you mentally. I'm like, man, I'm 37 years old. Like, I don't feel it. I feel like a fucking kid, you know, like, and I am.
That's brainwashing of the
Well,
age 37, because maybe at like 37 that was like grandma age before, but it's not like, to me, I'm like 37, you have your whole life ahead of you. You can do whatever you want. No one
Yeah.
can tell you what to do anymore. You are skill set enough that you can get a job anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, who wants to? And my eyes have done something too, where I can't, when I see 20-year-olds, I can tell unbiasedly that they're attractive or not, but my head only thinks of them as kids. Like,
Yeah.
I only think attractiveness is in my realm of like who I'd actually be like I think there's a beauty in an aged woman that I would never be turned on by with a 25-year-old. Like, ever. Like, I would never, even if she came across like she knew all these things, I would be like, huh. Like, there's just not enough. I need more. It's got to be more than just from a book. I need life experience, but I also am attracted to the way like skin looks now, and the way like hands look now, and I like the age that I'm at. I also am attracted to the appropriate age person across from me, but my eyes have done that. Like, I see their 13-year-old in them.
Yeah.
It doesn't change to me at all. I see that kid, and that is what I fall in love with people.
Like when you're like trying to get me to taste that hot sauce. I saw your freaking little 12-year-old shit look at me. It's like, Shady, like, it's like, taste this. And I'm like, she thinks that I don't know that it's hot. she's like,
I forgot. Sometimes this is what I do forget with some of my friends is my friends that are moms, they seen the shit before. Like, they seen this again already. Like, they watch their own kids do this shit to them, where my friends who aren't moms, they don't have any playtime. So me being in my little kid self all the time, I can get over on them. I can get over on them. They don't have an actual 8-year-old that they're like, bitch, I did this with my 8-year-old, my 20-year-old, and my 24-year-old, and when they were all being assholes.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
You got the same look on your face.
Because I was like, oh, you should taste this.
Yep, it was totally not looking
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
I know. It's so
I should have been like,
wild.
oh my god, it's so hot.
I would change.
I should have.
If I had money,
You would just be younger.
yeah, why the fuck not? You know,
I can't imagine that you'd look so much different younger.
I know, you look great.
yeah,
You're
I
beautiful.
probably think you. So are you guys. But I don't know. I would, you know, like a little lift here, fix my deviated septum, maybe
Fix
plump up my lips a little bit.
I'm so nervous they're gonna change my face. Like, I haven't fixed my nose. I need to, but I haven't fixed it because I'm like, I'm just very comfortable with the face I have. If I wake up and I have a different face, I'm gonna be like, oh fuck. Like, that was one of the hardest parts with going through cancer, was knowing that I was going to get visited by old me in the mirror. It was like, oh my gosh, you don't realize once all your muscle leaves your cheeks and your, because you just think about your muscles on your butt. You don't think about like your cheeky smile and around your eyes and how it holds all your skin in place. And then all of a sudden I was like,
yeah,
like so old, and you feel old. And then when you come back to this age, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm young as fuck. Like, I could still hike any mountain I wanted to. I could jump out of a plane if I wanted to. If I still want to get certified in scuba diving, easy. If I want to go surfing tomorrow, done. You're like, everything that
when all the fat leaves your face. Can you see that? Probably not but yeah, it's scary.
So great.
And it's a compliment too when I see women who are around my age and they ask me how old I am, expecting me to say something younger. They're like, oh, you're my age. I'm like, yeah. Oh, am I? You're like, yeah. Oh, wow, you look really young. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, and you don't, but so it's like I have to say my little snark in my mind, you know, but it feels good, you know. I guess it's because I haven't had kids or something. Maybe that has something to do with it. or acting
I
like
don't
a
know.
kid?
I feel like I'm around women all the time who, like, I always think they're older than me,
Mhm.
and then they tell me their age, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, I'm older than you." Like, I always think I'm younger than people.
Yeah.
I feel like ladies always assume they have to become a certain thing when they're, like, pregnant, and so they all cut their hair off, and then they, like, get into this mom zone, and so sometimes when there's a couple kids, they stay in this mom zone for a while where they're like, "Oh, I don't care, I'm just a mom." But they do care, and they just forget what they kind of look like in there, and they're kind of like who they are in there because they're under the assumption of what the TV told us moms are supposed to look like, so they all have that bullshit like
Oh,
Kate
it's time to
is
cut my
great after
hair.
Yeah.
what is that? Kate and
Kate
her
plus
8
8
yeah, like, everybody
or
got
something.
okay, here's what it is. It's the Jennifer Aniston haircut from Friends, like, but they just cut off that bottom part, but it's that
Yeah.
same hair. It's like they're trying and I'm like, "Don't do it to yourself. Just be a
Be
sexy
you.
you
That
and
Yeah.
be
Why do old
that
ladies do that
you."
too? Old ladies all cut their
Old
hair
ladies
off.
all like I'm like, "Why are all of you none of you old women are lesbians and you all have feathered
Well, that's I wanted I look really good with short hair, but I realized I'm getting older, so as I get older, I don't wanna be the crone with short hair. I wanna be the crone with the long, beautiful white hair, that's down to my ass. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna be. So,
When
I'm not gonna cut my hair short and freaking make myself look like a little old lady.
Yeah, I wanna still look incredible being an old
Yeah.
woman. I wanna be that sexy old lady that's damn, like, she fucking takes ca yeah, I take care I love myself, like, as old as I am, but I am still gonna get that shit
My
done, though.
mom's that old lady.
Yeah, I
Like,
wanna
my
be
mom
that.
shows up for herself.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, she takes care of herself, she walks every day, she's got her tits on point and her booty, and she still gets her nails did, like, and it is all for her. Like, she isn't dressing for the ladies out there or the men out there, she is dressing from head to toe for herself.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The car she drives, her ladies' lunch on Friday, she goes to her little bar she has her routine, and it is all for her, she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, and what people need to also understand the magic behind what you wear. It's like when I put sweats and a t-shirt, I feel comfortable, like cozy. There's something about it. But when I put a nice, like cute little outfit on, I feel goddess, like nothing can stop me. It's just energies. The things that you put on are like the characters you become in a sense. Like they're costumes. So you become that. If I put on a royal regal gown, I'm gonna feel like Queen Tuta, man, like Queen
I
Tuta is
just
an
pictured a
Albanian.
big vagina in a dress.
Yeah, Tuhut, Queen
Queen
Tuta.
Tuta. It sounds like a name that you'd be like, "Wash your tuta in there."
It's Teuta.
Oh,
Teuta.
Teuta.
Yeah, Teuta.
Teuta. Sounds
Mhm,
powerful.
mhm.
I
She
didn't
was
mean
she was a pirate, and she had ships, and she would conquer, like, different parts of, the invasion, which we call now Greece, from
you know what you
Mongols and
should
all
look
that.
into next?
Huh.
You should look into what your ships look like and your original ship makers built the boats like, because I wonder how much maybe Viking and Phoenician pictures might actually be Albanian boats and that you might find them in the New World.
Huh. I should go down that rabbit hole. Yeah.
Because that's a lot of how they seafared, and the Phoenicians get all the credit for all the great floods and, like, not the great flood, but
Yeah.
of, like, learning
All
how
those
to, like,
floods.
things and, like, build big lakes and places, and their boats also were such a specific style. A lot of the history of the Vikings and Phoenicians get mixed up because it was that carved out of the center boat, but when you go all over to the islands, like it doesn't matter if you're going over to like the far Philippines or even Hawaii, all the natives of those lands carved their boats the same way. They all had the dragon boats. They all did this very similar thing. So somebody taught it to them, unless it was like 100 monkeys and they all at the same time were like, let's make our boats the same and make them water dragons.
Why can't I spell? Hold on, I'm spelling that wrong. Sorry, guys.
No worries. I will say too, just so you know, we are watching Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark tonight. It is going to be our first in the Indiana Jones series, and we're going to watch them all, maybe in order. I have been writing down other movies and things that I'm like, oh, we need to watch that together. We need to, just because stuff comes up on every secret society of good guys that we're on Friday nights, and the list is getting longer of stuff that I'm like, I haven't seen that in forever. I've never seen that. You know how much Thomas and Gordy bring up movies that I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I know I've got a whole list, and I'm like, I need to bust it out when I'm watching TV sometime, but I'm like,
I want to be surprised and watching with you guys.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Some of the movies I want to keep and not watch at all. Yeah, I want to be like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm kind of excited about Indiana. I feel like the Temple of Doom and Last Crusade, I know by heart. I've seen them
Yeah.
so many times. I know them. For
Me
some
too.
reason, I think the
Not me.
melted face at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, it was so traumatizing to me as a child that is the Indiana Jones I avoided because of
Really?
that scene. And so, yeah, there's this scene at the end, and now that I know more about the Bible, I'm like, oh, that's why his face melted. But it's like there's so many things that it's like, damn, Indiana Jones does a good job of mixing Nazi history and biblical history. Like, it doesn't get enough credit. Like, it is as good as 1984 with putting so much shit together. What?
I'm laughing with the comments. It's hilarious.
What is it?
All the times I wrote Palestinian, I spelled it wrong each and every single time. My brain isn't braining.
Well, Palestinian, it wasn't like it was an easy word.
Yeah,
Well,
Palestinian.
I know in this movie, like they have I feel like they're doing tequila shots. So tequila shot competition. I remember that part.
I forgot this entire movie, so I'm excited to fucking watch it. And I've been seeing clips of it and these like huge, like, oh my God, this would be so fucking great to watch with my conspiracy mind and not my 7-year-old mind, because I don't remember. That was the last time I watched it. So I could find something to learn in here with what we know.
And every
Oh, yeah.
single one of the relics that he looks up is a real relic that Hitler wanted to find.
Yeah.
And then it's so wild that we're starting with Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it is about, or I won't say, it's just weird that relics are coming up in our political zeitgeist now, with even the Ark of the Covenant replica at Trump's.
And that thing that Elon Musk has, that I forgot
His
what
little
it's
dick.
called.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you were doing with your hands. Let me see what I have on my list to bring up to you guys. Oh, today's Holly Day also. So
is it?
it's the full moon, it's the thing, but I guess it like an Indian special day where this was the day in Hinduism, maybe. And you guys, I'm not fact checking anything in front of
my
me,
God.
audience, so feel free. It's a day in Hinduism where good defeated evil. And so they have this big day of Holi. And I just think it's interesting. It's the word Holi because this is where we get the evergreen. This is where we get the Holy Spirit from. This word holy is always from the word holly. So it's the day they relish in that good defeats evil. And I thought it's also Palm Sunday. So it is the day that they didn't want their Lord to just walk on any ground. And so they covered it with palms.
Yeah. Is it true that Hollywood was called Hollywood Land and then they changed it? Because I saw a picture of that today, I believe.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they change it?
I think that in chat, I think Tunnel Mental was telling us that it's because of the 13th letter, and all the Crowleyites would commit suicide off the 13th letter.
Oh.
But I don't know. I just think, why add the land if you can just have the holly wood? And everybody that's like, oh, that's the kind of wand they use in this kind of magic. Yeah, it is. every kind of wood is a wand they use in magic. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like Hollywood's specific. Like, if you could be a wizard or witch, a mage, and you could go get a branch from the holly tree, and because you're called to it to be your staff, it has nothing to do with Hollywood. It's like an ash branch is going to give you different powers than a holly branch, and an oak tree is going to give you different powers than that. And so it's just like this is where I think alchemy is so interesting. And like, if the alchemist really sat down with the idea of magic, because only the alchemist would really know the properties of these things, so that the witch or wizard would be like, oh, that makes sense because in magic blank, and they would be like, well, the hardest wood grows the slowest, like these kind of ideas. So a hard wood is going to maybe have more conductivity to the ground, so when you bang it, you might need to put copper at the end of that, like Layla says, because you're a black-haired wizard, so you need copper. Or a white-haired wizard might need more copper in their branch than a black-haired wizard. A black-haired wizard might need silver.
Yeah. And the crystals to go with that.
Yeah, I think that this is where wand making could get so specific. Like your staff, your walking staff, that is because you have rubber shoes on.
I
And
want
that's
a
so you
wand.
can ground out every step.
We should when we go to Salem, have wands made.
There is a tarot museum
do
in
it.
Salem, and they also have they had one in Orlando I was thinking about when we all met. They have like a wand store because of Harry Potter, that there's just wands everywhere on the walls, and you can pick out your own kind of wand. But it would be way cooler to get one from Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Harry Potter.
And put what I want on it, and like my stones, and the way I want the copper wrapped, and maybe just do it myself.
Bomb-ass walking stick?
Hmm.
Ben Balderson.
Really?
Yeah, he made a bomb-ass walking stick. Because him and his wife know how to do all that wire wrap and all the crystal stuff too. They don't just sell all their goods that they grow and stuff. They also sell stuff that they make. And so it's like really pretty, some of it.
Grab a staff, carry it with me everywhere.
Yeah, and you could put like a big orb at the top and get it wire wrapped in. You could have copper or silver or something put at the bottom, so when you were conductive, it would ground you out with every step, even if you were...
Y'all, just wait till I make money, like make money, because this is not going to be my actual like costume. My actual costume is going to be flowy, like goddess outfits and like crowns, and like I'm going to be so fucking goddess. That's who I am.
I was wondering if on this, we talked about guardian angels a little bit during the angel episode with alanmarcus.com, and then we talked a little bit about servitors, and I was thinking there's these certain things in magic like sigils or servitors or stuff we bring up all the time, or you might hear people talk about. And if you guys were interested in this, and not even that you'd ever have to practice this stuff, but if you're actually ever interested in knowing more, I might want to do a magic show where this is how you make a servitor. Here's what a servitor is. This is how a sigil is made. Here's what a sigil is. And you don't have to practice any of these things, and then you can go deeper and figure out how other people make their sigils or other people do their servitors. But I think there's a lot of stuff talked about in the realm, and I almost feel like it's time for the audience to like, no, this stuff really happens, and maybe it's time you guys know how to do this.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not taking part in it, maybe other people around you are taking part, and it might make you more powerful to observe, be like, oh, this bitch is doing a spell on me. Somebody drew on my back when we were naked, and now I can't stop thinking about him. Did he draw a sigil on you? Like, there's certain things that go on. Like, when you went over to that girl's house, what color candles were lit? When she cooked you dinner, what color were the candles? There's things that we know about in magic because we research things, but other people just read about it in books. And I think there's these details of it that it could make or break you in the world we're living in now.
Yeah.
Like, you're becoming too aware to not actually, if people believe in Deo de la Morta and they're doing these altars, all people are doing that practice Santeria or hoodoo or voodoo. They're calling an entity and then they're paying homage to it.
Yeah.
And that is what a servitor is. And maybe a guardian angel or even the name Jesus. This might be a very special name about the name Jesus in magic. It might be the only entity you can call on that doesn't want anything back.
Yeah.
And this why, like, anyone that will tell you that they've messed around and felt something dark around them, where they say there's only like nobody believes in Jesus except for in like foxholes and in something else. Like they're like everybody finds Jesus in a foxhole. So I think there is something about the utterance of the name and whatever that you're saying, because I think the second most powerful spell is no.
Yeah.
Because you can also tell that to spirit just the same way.
Absolutely.
No. And look how much it means in your law. Did you say no? Did you say no? Like, no, I pushed, I said I don't want to, I did, but did you say no?
Yeah. Yeah, literally. I make my own sigils in my own way. I take like a phrase, Layla in her mansion, or Layla, no, what did I write? Layla in her condo. Like I'm speaking like for myself in the ether, you know? So I'll take each letter of the first word that I'm creating in that phrase, and I connect the letters and make my own combination. Like I'll put the L or the B attached to the L with the C around it and make my own like little symbolic sigil.
The same way that the Medici cards, I think, are a tool of magic. Or
Yeah.
like you do a great show like symbolic studies, and Mario teaches you like what a great tool of magic tarot are.
Yeah.
Or the divination. Maybe
Yeah.
magic scares people. A language from the universe that you're deciding to speak in. But I think even that, it might be like the Medici cards, like little videos. Here's how to make a sigil. Like, here's the phrase you would take. You get rid of all your vowels to L. So you take away anything that is your vowels out of your sigil right away. It's like there's steps that people do, and some people take away any double letter. So the double letter negates itself completely. Other people make it one. So if you have a double T, it becomes one T. Other people say that T negates the T.
You know, people don't even realize they practice sigil magic if you do play Sudoku. It's a whole number magic in a grid square, and we're not even aware of it. And I love that. It's like a magic when you play it. Like you get so sucked into the game. It's like, okay, I finished this one, next one. Da, 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 da. It becomes this weird addiction, but it is number magic, and we don't know what the fuck we're doing. So maybe if you use a clear intention while you're practice or playing Sudoku in that game-like state, you could probably, conjure some great things in your life. If you're aware, that awareness and intention while you're doing whatever it is could be a great spell for yourself.
Or calling on an energy, like even LARPing, live action role playing, is one of the highest forms of magic. This is why the king would have somebody come out and reenact him, not only winning the war, but embarrassing the other king in front of everybody else. Because if the king could believe it himself, then it would happen. And so this is another reason that they would design the battlefield and carve out all the pieces, because while they were carving out the knights and carving out the king and carving out the battle, the magicians were putting intention into each of these pieces. And so when the king was sitting with his war strategists and they were moving these pieces around, they were winning the game. It was, they believed they were going to win before they ever went into battle. And like, this is why LARPing is such a powerful magic. You become the person that you want to be. Even it's like when you said at the beginning of this, fake it till you make it. That is a real magic.
Yeah,
it is.
Something so, I don't even remember if it's like Mean Girls or Heathers or Jawbreaker, but it's the idea that as far as anyone knows about you before today, you were the most popular girl from your school. You weren't the girl that fucking farted in class. You weren't the girl that shit her pants. You were the most popular girl before today. And everything from today.
I was that too, though. Just saying.
I shit my pants.
Yeah, and you can own those things the more comfortable you get in the LARP. But sometimes you're a person, you're like, I can't ever public speak, or I can't ever get that job. I suck at interviews. Maybe you suck at interviews, but look what Beyonce does with Sasha Fierce. So if you can LARP the character that is great at interviews, the one you would watch on the movie, all of a sudden you're that character for the interview and get the job. It's a high magic to live action role play a thing.
Yeah.
It is.
I would never thought in a million years I'd be doing this, though. I'm surprised at myself sitting behind a camera and talking with people that are in the same like frequency and mind state as I am like, it blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, how did I get here? How did I get to this fucking point? Like talking out
Glad
loud
I'm
about
here.
yeah, so yeah, absolutely. It was just like people watching me. Like that was like a big fear for me to like speak and people listen, the eyes glued on you. And it's just like, oh my God, look how far I've come with myself. So more people should be enveloping in that, envelop in yourself. Allow it.
Your authenticity. Everybody is waiting to hear it. Like the world is waiting to hear you grab a mic. And it's a mic to say the words, it's a mic to sing, it's a mic to maybe I'm just a mom, but everybody does not even know how to make a proper bed. Everybody's laundry does not smell good or turn out the same color it did when it went in. Everybody's meals are not prepared. Everybody's refrigerator is not fucking clean. Everybody's bathroom is disgusting. And so when people just say these things like, I'm just a mom, and then I go into their house and I'm like, what? Like, I couldn't even fathom how long it takes you to keep this, and you have kids running around and animals, and like, I barely want to take my vacuum out once a week.
Yeah.
It's like, so when people just put their selves down, but then all their kids are on a schedule, they get their kids to soccer practice and band, they have their husband shit all under control, they do all this stuff. They do this. There's other moms out there that would beg for you to show them how. And you need to get on a microphone and show them how. You need to put your little pictures on Instagram and show them how to make a schedule. There's so many things that everybody's doing out there that they take for granted because it got passed down. The world isn't as Pinteresting as they make you think they are.
Yeah.
Like, all that is Pinterest.
Just because it comes
really
easy doesn't mean just because it comes easy to you doesn't mean that it's not important and that like it doesn't come easy to everyone. So that is a skill. That is your superpower. That is like something that you should
Yeah, or it could get
into, and
or it could get beaten into you.
Let me do you know how many fucking dudes for real out there in the world have no idea how to use tools, what the names of the tools are, how to if you were to need a simple thing, you just need a new garbage disposal. Every single dude should know how to put in a garbage disposal. I don't think it's a hard gig. I don't know what's going on with computer cars now. There is no reason any lady that has a man in her life should have to worry about a tire on her car.
Yeah.
But if I were a dad, if I had little girls, they would know this shit. They would know how to jump their own car, because I've realized now there's a whole bunch of men out there. They don't even know how to jump a car. It's your car. So if you're jumping me, I'm not just going to slide my jumper cables on your battery. But if you step back and you're like, don't blow it up, I'm like, okay, step aside, Nancy. I got it. Red first, everyone. Red first. Are you positive? Yep, it's red. This is how we know. It's positive. It's positive.
I hate cleaning. I was conditioned to learn how to clean. Like, the house isn't clean. What the fuck? It was it was mandatory. Like, if you're Albanian and you don't know how to clean, are you even Albanian? Like, what? What? No. So it was like a condition for me. I hated it to the core, but because of the fear of not being clean, you're not a good girl if you don't know how to clean. They label you as look at this one. She doesn't even know how to fucking wash a dish. It's like, oh my God, shame.
I kind of, in my sexist brain, if you're a man, you should have a little bit of calluses on your hands and know how to at least use the tools in a basic toolbox. You know how to, I've seen guys pick up a measuring tape and I'm like, lock that bitch, buddy. I watch him shit in my day, where I'm like, I'm not welding next to this guy. He's going to blow himself up. So I don't think you have to know how to weld, but you should know how to hammer, when not to hammer. I watch some guys hang things nowadays and I'm like, That's never going to hang on a nail. He needs a screw. Or if you're stud finding, if you're a woman and you have a stud finder and you have to use your stud finder, your guy's not a stud. Like that shouldn't be a thing you have to fucking pick up and do. Like you should even, if you're a girl watching this, you might even be like, Cheney, what's a stud finder? Is it a new dating app? That is, it would be fine. That's my sexist brain. That I feel like women, same thing. This is what I'll say. If you don't know how to make a decent fucking spaghetti sauce, if you don't know how to fucking if you don't know how to clean an oven, if you don't know how to like actually clean out your fucking fridge once in a while, if you don't know how to fold a fitted sheet, you ain't doing it right.
Yeah.
You got some stuff to
do
step
that
up to in
shit.
your womanness.
You know what I love doing though? I loved watching my father, do all that man shit and like plaster and plumbing and tiling. Out of all of us, when I would see him, I would love to go on his work trips, like if we're in the building, and go in there and help him and just learn these little techniques and just find it so fascinating. How to change a toilet, how to change a faucet, how to change a shower head, how to tile, how to grout. All of
I
that.
guarantee you were a little kid that had a measuring tape in your hand and figured out how to lock it when you were little because
I did.
your dad and you sat and played with it because that's what I would do. I'd watch
have
my
a
dad
little
work
tip.
and I'd sit there and like play with his tools.
I think this could really work. If you're a dude out there and you have cock, you go to Home Depot, get white cock. I don't know what color your bathroom is.
I'm good with cock.
Get your cock. You're a dude. Get the cock. I'm telling you this. And recock your bathroom. There's mold that grows sometimes in cock that just needs to be recocked. There's spots coming up that you can't get clean enough. If you cock your bathroom, your wife will suck your cock.
Yeah.
Like that is real life. She'll come in and be like, babe, you just did something crazy to this bathroom, because she sees the corners of it every time she's in there. Every time she pees, every time she brushes her teeth, she sees every single dot on the mirror. She sees every single hair behind the toilet. She looks at that cock and it's untouchable for her. It's out of her realm. So it's like, I can only get this to the point of clean and I know it's clean. But if you cock that shit, you just got it cleaner than she can fucking get it. She'll slob it.
And then you'll be able to cock that shit later, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You lay that cock, she'll lay you out.
I
think that would be a
it's
little
so true. It's so true. And you know what else?
Clean the bathroom after. She'll be inspired to clean the bathroom. She'll be like, what did you do in here? The corners look white.
Yeah. Or you know what else will help you get, a little some? If you just randomly one day, honey, I made dinner. What? It doesn't have to be every night, but like to see your man in the kitchen just like make a meal for you, just like not every day because then it's not special, I think, but like cook your girl a meal, surprise her, and she'll appreciate it.
What I learned, not just the cooking of it either, that sometimes if I just take care of all the decisions, so if I just are like, babe, get dressed, be ready to leave at 7. She doesn't even care. She's like, just tell me how to dress. Can I wear jeans? Can I tell me how many stars I have to dress in. You just tell me and then give me that appropriate amount of time to get ready. And so if I do this and I make all the decisions, she doesn't give a fuck if I take her to McDonald's. She doesn't give her a shit if I take her to a 5-star restaurant. She doesn't care. She didn't have to make a decision. And she loves that.
Yeah, because we have so much going on in our head already. And it's like for that part of that night, like, man, dinner. And it's like, I don't want my wife to cook tonight. I don't want my girl to cook tonight. Honey, let's go get dressed. It's like, ooh, automatic fucking turn on. Thank you. I don't have to fucking cook. Okay. So that excitement starts and builds and, you'll have a great night then. Just thinking of it.
Just because you want to clean and get a wild hair up your ass or whatever time of the month you're on, that you're getting this nesting feeling that you feel like you have to clean this house spick and span, doesn't mean everybody wants to clean right now. And so you're not allowed to get mad at us because we want to enjoy our day. You're not allowed to get upset because you decided to go to the roller rink of clean and we don't want to party with you. Like, don't ruin your family's Saturdays because you're in your phase. Just clean alone. Put in earphones and just be like, hey, you guys, I would love it if you were out of my hair when I get to each room because I don't want any of you watching me clean.
Yeah.
You could do that. And then also because sometimes dudes are outside sweating, working on the car, sweating, doing whatever. They're not like, hey, come get greasy next to me, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless he asked you to come
I
out there,
never
babe,
asked
can you
for my
hold the
wife to clean
flashlight?
with me. I never
Yeah.
asked for her to clean because I'm cleaning. That's something that we've gotten really good at in our relationship. Like, because I'm going through my phase or she is, we're not allowed to judge the other because one of us feels like washing dishes for the next fucking that could be a thing in my house. But then it took me like a decade to realize this bitch is meditating when she does dishes. She likes it. It doesn't matter how clean the sink is, she'll find some reason to go stand and stare out that window. Like that's her time. She likes it. But it took me years to realize that was her time.
Mm.
She doesn't want me in there in that time. She has her phone on or whatever TikTok or Pinterest thing.
That's the same with me in the kitchen. I don't want anyone in the fucking kitchen.
That's her. She has her wine in there.
Leave me alone. I'm doing my magic. It's if you come in here and talk, do you need this? You should add that. No, get the hell out of the kitchen. I don't want in it. I don't want you guys there. Even cleaning. Get out of the house. I don't
Just
want
get out of the
anyone's
house
energy.
about it.
Yeah, like leave, please. By the time you come back, everything will be clean. I don't want to hear it.
I'll
Like
have music on for you, candles. Like it'll smell so good in there. I'll have a folded fresh towel in the bathroom so you could just walk in and shower because everything's clean. I love that.
Yeah,
I've
it's my
been that kind
favorite.
of roommate in life. I've been that kind of spouse. Like
Yeah.
if you're working and I'm not working, then when you get home, I want to hang out. I don't want you to be busy futzing around doing the shit I could take care of when you're at work. So I'm going to take care of it so that way when you get home, we can hang out the whole night.
There we go. And we're all happy.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah, I
how
kicked you out of the house, but for good reason. Get the fuck out.
I'm a
Like,
stress
please.
cleaner. Like when I'm stressed, that's when I like to do it all.
I manic clean too. I get in my manic episodes like, this fucking house is a mess. No one gives a shit. Everybody get the fuck out. And I go in this manic cleaning mode. It's like, pop, 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 to washing the carpets, washing the walls, like everything. Like manic.
at my work sometimes, but never as much as my house. But my wife's neat. Like we're
Yeah.
pretty okay neat together. So that like, what the fuck? This is disgusting. It never really, it's just her doing her thing. And but at my work sometimes I'm like, no one else is gonna ever touch this coffee maker. I've never even drank coffee out of this coffee maker, and you guys will just continue to drink sludge out of this sludge.
Yeah. Like, oh, you guys didn't think of mopping the floor or sweeping behind the counter or the bar? Like, I'm the cleaner there. I don't like anything sticky, stinky. Mm-mm. They're
Me
like, you
either.
clean a lot. I'm like, well, I work here. Like, I got to treat it like my house. It's like, what the fuck? Do you want to work in filth? Go ahead. Not me.
This is way before COVID.
Mhm.
Even if I went to Walmart, like 100% of the time, I used to just have alcohol wipes and not goo wipes, alcohol, real alcohol. And I would always wipe my cart down at Walmart.
Really?
Always, 100% of the time before COVID. I know people don't believe in terrain theory or whatever they get into, but I believe the government injects people with things, and that thing they inject people with can get on me. And so this is why, and this is before mRNA. This is every single thing they're up to. And so I think this is why kids get sick in school because they're all getting constantly vaccinated. And this is why households of vaccinated kids get sick all the time. It's just like their immune system's just constantly battling off a bioweapon. And so I just don't want to, like when I see kids with snot or crust around here, that to me is one of the grosser things, or an adult, but it's mostly kids that have that going on. That it grosses me out. And so I see kids like that in shopping carts, and that's the only thing I need to touch. So I wipe all that down. So before there was such a thing as COVID or anyone being scared of things, I was scared of vaccinated children on my shopping cart.
Yeah.
So I would wipe that shit down.
Like we should have been and scared of these fuckers. They were scared of us. Oh, you didn't get the vaccine, but I was afraid of. I still wear gloves at work, girl. I don't want mRNA seeping into my skin. Everyone's like, why are you wearing gloves? I'm like, I'm just trying to protect my hands. You know, the ones who know, I tell them the real reason. I'm like, I don't want no fucking mRNA on me. Get the hell out of here. And they start laughing. But it's true. Like it sheds. I don't want it. I'm not sleeping with anyone who is. I'm not sleeping with anyone who slept with people who did. Like, no, you're getting tested.
There's something with it too. I think there's something more to it. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Fucking
not-
magic I don't want to fuck with.
No, it's
No.
dark. Pharmakia. Dark pharmakia.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We should go in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm excited.
We will send out a stream to the Nephilim on our Patreon. We'll send out a link, and yeah, it'll probably take us a couple minutes to get set up. But
Is the link going to be in Telegram or is it?
They will get a link, the Patreon, to
Okay,
go to the Telegram channel.
APB was asking earlier about it, so okay.
Yeah, so it's the same Telegram channel. It should all work in there, and then everybody can post and chat and everything while we're also watching. But it should just be this stream in there of us watching it and it being on screen. So as long as you have the Telegram, and there'll be a link for it on Patreon.
All right.
And then if anything great comes out of it, maybe we'll come and tell you guys next week. So make sure you are hitting the like and subscribe, go to the backup channel and doing all that good stuff. And join us Friday at midnight, because it will be maybe like a little pre-party before we're all gonna, well, some of us are gonna hang out Saturday at the Joke Joint for Sam Tripoli's comedy show and Paranoid American's comic book signing.
Okay. Oh, also on the 5th, I won't be able to be on the show. I have to
talk about that without the audience.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Maybe.
But leave it with us
we'll
though.
talk. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Doing it until I find the
Dun,
thing.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Love you guys. See you
Love
very
you.
bye bye.
Used to think we knew was constantly explore the view of possibilities. Come true, so what we do is call out to the good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, mega mystics, entertaining, calming linguists. Good guys. Forum of decorum needs a secret to society. Advent on philosophies, intentionally, magically good guys. Good guys, good guys. Good guys, witches, widows, mischief making, invocation, change of agent. Good guys. Good guys.
Come on down, come on down. You bring the magic staff, and I'll bring the sin. Nobody knows about the trouble we're in. Come on in, let's make some Nephilim.
It's the Nephilim Portal Baby playset. Comes with a fallen angel, Nephilim baby, and portal to another dimension. One of the Paranoid American playsets. Collect them all at paranoidamerican.com.
Spots in the deep they lurk, like twisted water dogs. These shadows they smirk, down in the rivers, out in the seas. Masters of the deep, dolphin mysteries. Bottlenose freaks, short beaks in the night. Humpback shadows, pygmies out of sight. All the dolphins, you know it's true. Rolling deep in the ocean blue. Stripes and spots, they rule the tide. Water dogs of the deep, they don't hide. In the river's grip, seas endless bounty. Ruling the west of an Illuminati. Praised by Romans, gods to the Greeks. Underwater rulers, the power peaks. In ocean depths, their counts 6. Dolphins in the dark, never calling it quits.